Now give the very next heading, that is adaptation in xerophytes. Adaptation in xerophytes. Xerophytes are those plants which are found in dry areas. ये मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया, so I'm not making a note of it. याद कर लो. Xerophytes are those plants which are found in dry areas. Then this has particularly four furthermost division of them. Then the first division includes, the first one is xerophytes को जो region में पाए जाते हैं ना उसको हम लोग xer region भी बोलते हैं, ठीक है, dry region और arid region. Arid region. Okay, चलो, the first most is ephemeral. Ephemeral, or they are drought effacers, or they are drought escapers. इसको हम लोग drought escapers भी बोलते हैं. Drought escapers. Drought escapers are those plants or those species of the plant which live until the rain exists. ये वैसे ही गायब हो जाते हैं जैसे बारिश खत्म. So these are the plant or briefly found in the dry region when until there is a cold climate or until there is a rainy season. You can write present in brief only till the rain exists. Till the rain exists. And the very good example of it is Boerevia. Boerevia. Example इसका क्या है? Boerevia. ये वैसे प्लांट है, तभी तक रहते हैं डेजर्ट रीजन में जब तक वहां बरसात होती है. बरसात खत्म, ये प्लांट गायब. समझ में आया? इसीलिए इनको ड्राउट जैसे वहां पे सूखापन होने लगता है ये भाग जाते हैं, इसलिए इनको एस्केपर्स कहते हैं. एफिमरल बोलते हैं इनको, ठीक है. एंड द सेकेंड वन इज द ड्राउट invaders. These are the plants. These are the plants which are found even after the rain. For a few period of time, whenever there is a rainfall, this plant exists, but after few period also this plant exists. The very good example of it is Echinopsis echinatus, and they are Solanum, which are found in those areas which found even after the rain they exist. These plants also exist. And the another good example or another way of them is they have leaves, spinous leaves to avoid transpiration. ये वैसे प्लांट हैं जो ड्राउट में भी, मतलब जब ड्राउट कंडीशन आ जाता है तभी भी ये प्रेजेंट होते हैं. एंड द एग्जांपल्स आर Echinopsis, Echinatus एंड Solanium serratans. इसका जो एग्जांपल है एफिमेरल्स का वो है Boerevia, बहुत कॉमन एग्जांपल है और बहुत फेमस भी है, ठीक है. नाउ गिव the third type of plant which we are going to see in xerophytes is next type is succulents. What they do, you know, ये क्या करते हैं, ये water store करके रखते हैं either in leaves, either in stems or either in roots. And when the condition becomes dry, जब condition dry हो जाती है, then they start using that water for their own benefit. इसीलिए उनको pseudo xerophytes भी बोलते हैं, या इनको true xerophytes नहीं बोलते. Clear? So I'll make a note of it. Write it as they store water in roots, leaves and stems. And whenever the condition becomes dry, they use this water. They use this water. They are also called as, so they are, इसीलिए इनको pseudoxerophytes भी कहते हैं. Succulents, क्या बोला मैंने आपको? They store water in the roots, leaves and stem, and whenever the situation or the condition becomes dry, they use this water also, and they are also called as pseudoxerophytes. क्या ये dry है? क्या ये xerophytes हैं? बिल्कुल नहीं. क्यों? क्योंकि they already store water when in the form of their requirement, और जब इनको जरूरत लगी they can use it. If they have stored water, storage of water in the form of storage of water in form of leaves, in form of stems, in form of root. Examples हम लोग देखेंगे. If they are stored in the form of leaves, roots, in the form of roots, they are called as chylorhizae. If they have stored in the form of stems, they are called as chylocloi. In the form of leaves, they are called as chylophyllae. If they have storage of water in the form of stem, they are called as chylocoli. You can write it as chylo. In the form of roots, it is called as chylorhizae. The very good example of root is asparagus. Asparagus. You can take example of leaves as agave, transdextria, opuntia, and stems include opuntia and euphorbia. The examples of leaf include agave, transdextria, begonia, and you can also take it as the examples of succulents. वैसे प्लांट होते हैं जो वाटर स्टोर करके रखते हैं और जब उनको जरूरत पड़ी तो ये यूज दैट वाटर. ओके, अगर they have storage of water in the form of leaves, that is called as chyophyllae. If they have storage of water in the form of stems, that is called as chylocoli. If they have storage of water in the form of roots, that is called as chylorhizae. Examples of root leaf के form में agave, then it transdextria, begonia and bryophyllum. समझ में आया? Stems के form में अगर example देख लें तो includes opuntia and euphorbia. Roots के form में अगर example देखें तो उसका very good example क्या है? Asparagus. And the another form of this is adaptations of xerophyte is non-succulent plant. They are called as true xerophytes, and this is very, very important. Non-succulent true xerophytes. Why they are called as true xerophytes? Always they keep maintaining or they maintain in the surrounding or the climatic areas whenever the temperature is high or whenever there is no rain or the rain. So because they are present, you can write it as they are present all the season of or either it is any climate. They are mostly present in desert. Example is cactus, ziziphus, Calotropis, and the other examples also include which are Prosopis. समझ में आया ये एग्जाम्पल? मैंने आपको बताया हम लोग देखने वाले थे एडेप्टेशन इन xerophytes. xerophytes वैसे प्लांट है जिनको हम लोग ज़ेयर रीजन या फिर अरीड रीजन में पाया जाता है. ठीक है, चलो. एंड देन कम्स क्या आता है ये? दिस कम्स एफिमेरल प्लांट्स. दीज आर आल्सो कॉल्ड एज ड्राउट एस्केपर्स. ये वैसे प्लांट हैं जो ब्रीफली प्रेजेंट ओनली टिल द रेन एग्जिस्ट. जब तक बारिश के मौसम है तब तक ही ये प्लांट पाए जाते हैं. इसका वेरी गुड एग्जाम्पल है बोहरविया. बरसात का मौसम खत्म and these plants are also vanished, so they are called as drought escapers. Why they are called as drought escapers? Got it? Because as there is presence of rain, brief rain, this constituents or this plant basically exist. Clear? Next point comes drought evaders. What are drought evaders? Or they are also called as annuals. This is the plant which are found even after the rain. whenever even जब तक बारिश के मौसम के बाद भी अगर ये प्लांट्स पाए जाते हैं तो इनको हम लोग क्या कहते हैं, ड्राउट इवेडर्स। इसका बहुत अच्छा एंड वेरी गुड एग्जांपल है एकाइनॉप्स, और इसको हम एकाइनॉप्स एक्टिनाटस एंड सोलानम सिरेंटेंस भी इसको एग्जांपल है। एंड दे हैव व्हाट, दे हैव वैक्सी स्पाइनी थिक spinous leaves, and they have also because to avoid transpiration they have such kind of leaf present in them. Then we have learned the third most category of the plant, that is succulents. I've told you succulents are those type of plant which are able to store water in them. They basically store water in them and they use that water whenever there is a arid condition or a dry region. And such type of plants are basically storage of water is done in three types, that is leaves, root and stem. When the storage of water is done in stem, they are called as chylocoli. When the storage of water is done in the leaves, they are called as chylophyllae, and when the storage of water is done in the roots, they are called as chylorhizae. और सबका एग्जाम्पल वन बाय वन आई हैव मेंशन इट। रूट्स का वेरी गुड एग्जाम्पल है एस्पैरागस, स्टेम्स का एग्जाम्पल है ओपेंशिया एंड यूफोर्बिया, एंड लीव्स का स्टोरेज का एग्जाम्पल है अगेव, ट्रांसटेक्शिया, ब्रायोफाइलम। ब्रायोफाइलम पूछा हुआ क्वेश्चन है, प्लीज डोंट फॉरगेट, ओके। दिस इज व्हाट इट, एंड देन वी हैव मूव ऑन टुवर्ड्स द नॉन सक्यूलेंट प्लांट, दैट इज आवर ट्रू ज़ीरोफाइट्स। True xerophytes, they are true xerophytes because they are present in all the seasons of desert. कैसा भी मौसम हो रेगिस्तान में वो वहीं पाए जाते हैं, इसीलिए उनको हम लोग क्या कहते हैं, they are referred to as true desert. And the very good example of it is cactus, prosopis, nerium, ziziphus, caloptris and salvagero. Clear? Now give the heading as anatomical and morphological variation of the adaptation of the plant of the xerophytes. Adaptation including two phenomena which involves morphological. By morphological adaptations we see roots of 30-meter depth can be seen in the plants, depth can be seen in the plants used. These are basically used to water. Morphological adaptation है ये, ठीक है। क्या होता है ये कि जब ये बहुत, क्योंकि रेगिस्तान में पाए जाते हैं ये प्लांट्स, तो मॉर्फोलॉजिकली ये अपने रूट्स इतने बड़े और इतने डीप कर लेते हैं सो दैट वी कैन फाइंड आउट, सो दैट दे कैन रीच थ्रू वाटर बॉडीज और ग्राउंड वाटर लेवल एंड दे कैन गेट वाटर। दिस टाइप ऑफ एडेप्टेशन इज सीन इन द रूट्स एंड हाउ मच इज द डेप्थ, 30 मीटर डेप्थ। समझ में आया? एंड इसका एग्जाम्पल क्या है, प्रोसोपिस। नेक्स्ट इज रूट कैप इज प्रेजेंट, root cap is present and flexible. Stem is thick and flexible. Root hairs are present for proper encouragement, so that they can properly get encouraged into the soil or into the land. Okay, then we'll go to the another morphological features. First we'll clear with morphology and then we'll come to anatomy. Okay, I've told you first roots, then again root cap, then third root hairs, and then comes into leaf-like structure that is called as opentia, and this is also referred to as phylloclade. इसी phenomena को हम क्या कहते हैं, phylloclade. Don't forget, ये पूछा हुआ question है and it usually comes in the question. So what is basic requirement what we study here is the stem is modified into leaf-like structure. That is, example is Opuntia. You can write it as example Opuntia, and it is called as what? Phylloclade. समझ में आया? And leaves are also thick. Leaves are thick and waxy, and leathery to avoid excessive transpiration. In some plants, petiole is modified into leaf-like structure. And you know, this Opuntia, this leaf also further get modified into spine. ये spine की तरह हो जाते हैं, cactus की तरह, so that they don't allow the loss of water, so that there is no loss of water can be seen. समझ में आया? Okay, चलो. Then petiole is modified into leaf-like structure called as phyllodes. Phreophytes have 30-meter depth or more than it, 30-meter depth roots, so that they can reach to water bodies. And the very good example of this is Prosopis and Tamarix. या आप ये भी लिख सकते हो कि वैसे रूट या फिर वैसे प्लांट जो 30 मीटर जिनका रूट डेप्थ जाता है, उसी को हम लोग एक टाइप ऑफ फ्रियोफाइट्स बोलते हैं. फ्रियोफाइट्स इज इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. प्लीज डू मेक अ नोट ऑफ इट. समझ में आया बच्चों? कोई डाउट? डू आस्क. ओके, now I'll tell you what I have written and what I have told you. पहले तो इनके रूट में मॉडिफिकेशन देखते हैं कि इनका रूट बहुत डीपर जाता है. वैसे प्लांट्स को हम फ्रायोफाइट्स बोलते हैं, and that is seen in Prosopis and Tamarix. Clear? Then I have told you the root cap is present, stem is thick and flexible, root hairs are present, and proper encouragement can be seen in this plant. There comes a point where a stem is modified into leaf and leaf is modified into spine. The very good example of it is Opuntia, and इसी को हम लोग phylloclade कहते हैं. उनकी जो leaves होते हैं वो leathery coating के होते हैं, leathery waxy होते हैं, so that there is no amount of transpiration or there is no transpiration seen, that is no unwanted loss of water seen. क्योंकि ये कहाँ रहते हैं? They always live in arid areas, that is dry areas. Clear? कोई doubt? Do ask. Okay, and then petiole is modified into leaf-like structure that is called as phyllodes. ये ऐसे कुछ ऐसे प्लांट होते हैं जहां पे petiole modify हो जाता है leaf-like structure में, and again those leaves are modified into stem. The very good example, Acacia parkinsonia. Example of this is Acacia parkinsonia. Acacia and Parkinsonia. समझ में आया? कोई डाउट? Then I have told you Phreophytes have 30 मीटर. ये जो 30 मीटर वाले रूट्स जिनके पहुंच जाते हैं ना प्लांट्स को, उसी को हम लोग क्या कहते हैं? We call them as Phreophytes, and they reach to water bodies. The very good example is Prosopis and Tamarix. Any doubt? No. Now we are going to move on to the anatomical feature, an anatomical adaptation of the xerophytes. To see anatomical adaptation of the xerophytes, what we are going to see? Anatomical adaptation of xerophytes. What are those phenomena which have anatomically been observed or absorbed or have been adapted by the xerophytes? First of all, xerophyte lacks parenchyma. Write it as xerophyte lacks parenchyma is absent, or xerophyte lacks parenchyma is absent. Point done. Point number one, parenchyma is absent in xerophytes anatomically. They have very thick cuticle and thick epidermis. Thick epidermis. How is their cuticle? Their cuticle is very thick. On top of that, they have thick epidermis. Till here, any doubt? No. Now comes lactiferous canals or latex tube. Example is Calotropis. Okay, what is this lactiferous canal? I'll tell you. Suppose, imagine this is our pernicious xerophytes. Okay, our canals in between them. Sticky. When this canal in between the leaf is sticky, do you think there is transfer of water easy? Do you think that? No, right? There is, when there is a sticky canal, there will a less transfer of water. Less transfer of water. And when there is less transfer of water, there is less transpiration from the surface. So less transpiration. समझ में आया? क्यों होते हैं ये lactiferous canal? This is the lactiferous canal which is present in the leaf, so that the less transfer of water. When there is less transfer of water, transpiration is low. What is low? Transpiration is low. समझ में आया? Any doubt? Okay. They have bulliform cells or motor cells in their epidermis. उनके epidermis में कैसे cell present होते हैं? Motor cells. I'll show you how. Imagine this is the plant. This is your outer covering, and here you have different. I'll draw with a green one. You have the first layer. That is your epidermis. Then you have the outer covering of cuticle. Then you have different types of layers of the plant which I have taught you in morphology. Please go and refer to it. Okay, which includes dermis, epidermis, and then astrogenist, and then other forms of the layer where different types of cells are present. I have taught you this. Okay, so this is your cuticle. Now there is present of bulliform cells. These are bulliform cells. Can you see these cells? This is what? Bulliform cells. Also present to avoid transpiration. Why? When these cells are present, they absorb water easily. And when these cells absorb water, there is less transpiration. So that why they basically focus on adaptation related to transpiration. You know why? Because they live in dry areas where water is most essential phenomena or most essential factors for their survival. So this kind of beautiful adaptation is shown by those plants or those organisms to let survive in a desert area. Have you seen the bulliform cells or the motor cells? Okay. Their stomata is shrunken. How is this stomata? Shrunken. समझ में आया? कोई doubt? I have told you xerophytes में उनका erenchyma उनमें absent होता है because they are freely in the air, so they don't need any kind of buoyancy. So erenchyma is absent. They have thick cuticle and thick epidermis, and they have lactiferous canals or latex tube, that is Calotropis. Example. और मैंने आपको lactiferous canal क्या होते हैं वो मैंने आपको यहाँ पे बहुत अच्छे से समझाया था. याद आ रहा है? Less transfer of water, less transpiration, and water is regained. क्योंकि ये lactiferous canals कैसे होते हैं? They are waxy in nature, leathery in nature, so that water cannot be lost easily. Their stomata is how? They have a shrunken stomata. अब मैं आपको बता दूं कि when xerophytes are found in a particular area, what are they called as? Are growing on the acidic soil. If these xerophytes are growing on the acidic soil, they are called as oxalophytes. What are they called as? Oxalophytes. याद रखना बच्चों. If these xerophytes are growing on cold soil, मैंने आपको soil पढ़ाते वक्त types of soils अच्छे से पढ़ाया था. क्या, कौन, कैसे कैसे soil? Acidic soil, black soil, red soil, alkalinity of soil, pH of soil. Please वो वीडियो जा करके देखिए. ठीक है? Then I have taught you psychrophytes, psychrophytes are those plants which grows on cold soil. वो वैसे plants हैं जो परमाफ्रोस्ट रीजन में आपको बताया था बायोम्स में टुंड्रा, याद आ रहा है कुछ? उसी पार्ट की बात कर रही हूं मैं, ठीक है? चलो, the soils or the organism or the plants which are found on the rocks, they are called as lithophytes. What are they called as? They are called as lithophytes. And when this organism or these plants are found in the wasteland, they are called as कीरिसोफाइट, चियोसोफाइट और कीरसोफाइट. बेसिकली इसको हम कीरसोफाइट ही बोलते हैं, बट फ्यू पीपल आल्सो प्रोनाउंस इट एज चिरसोफाइट इन अदर रीजन्स और अदर कंट्रीज. यू कैन मार्क इट एज दिस वन. आई थिंक दिस आर ये सारे जो है ना, मैं आपको ये जो नाम्स पढ़ा रही हूँ ना, जब आगे हम लोग इकोलॉजी इकोसिस्टम पढ़ेंगे ना, उसमें आपको ये सारे नाम अच्छे से आगे अभी आप पढ़ लोगे तो उसमें वो नाम के आपको कंफ्यूजन नहीं होगी कि अच्छा ये डाइवर्सिटी पढ़ना है, ये बायोडाइवर्सिटी कंजर्वेशन है, इसका प्लांट इधर होता है, किसके एग्जांपल्स किधर होते हैं. दैट्स द रीजन आई एम टीचिंग यू. व्हाई? बिकॉज एवरीथिंग इज कोरिलेटेड एंड थिंग्स गो हैंड इन हैंड ऑलवेज. ओके, देन आई हैव टोल्ड यू व्हाट इज एरिमोफाइट्स. व्हाट इज एरिमोफाइट्स? दिस plant which grow in deserts, in exact sandy areas, they are called as eremophytes. समझ में है? Those are xerophytes only in desert, or only you can write it as sand. समझे? And then I have told you xylophytes. Xylophytes are those areas plant which is grown in grassland. Savanna, याद है स्टार्टिंग में सवाना क्यों पढ़ाया था? Tropical rainfall 25 centimeter per year. कितना amount of rainfall? More than what? Temperate deciduous forest. Less than what? Tropical rainforest. ये सारी चीजें correlate करके रखो. सवाना, अगर सवाना नाम याद आए तो you should remember these all things. Okay? चलो. And then comes halophyte. What is halophyte? Halophyte are those type of plants which are basically found in mud or in the soil. Extremity soil में ऐसे xerophytes पाए जाते हैं, तो उन्हीं को हम लोग halophytes बोलते हैं. Now we are going to see a very important and very beautiful concept of this morphology, an anatomical part of your another type of plant which is found in salt, और उसी को हम लोग क्या कहते हैं? Halophytes. So give the heading as halophytes. Now give the next heading or next topic as halophytes. Adaptation in halophytes. We are going to see adaptation in halophytes. Halophytes are those plant which basically grow in the salty areas or in the salt or the marshy region. They are called as halophytes. Plants growing salty areas are called as halophytes. How do they preserve themselves in a saline areas, or how do they maintain their lifespan in the saline areas? They basically maintain their lifespan through succulent roots and succulent stem. Succulent stem. Example is Artiplex. Artiplex. Succulent roots and succulent stem. The very good example is Artiplex. And I have told you what is succulent. What is succulent? Required amount of water is stored in the plants, and when there is absence of water, either into salinity, either into dried areas or either into arid areas, that time they use this water for their own purpose. That for this phenomena is called as succulent root and succulent stem. They store water in that form. That is why they are referred to as this one. And the example of it is Artiplex. Mangrove, you know what? This, अगर halophyte से question आया तो मैंग्रोव रीजन का जरूर आना है और सुंदरबंस एरियाज का जरूर आना है. सो ये एक एग्जांपल है. आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू इन halophytes and I am done with halophytes. What is this example is? Mangroves, seashore areas, mangrove plant present in the seashore areas of Sundarbans, that is कोलकाता साइड में. ठीक है, चलो. मैंग्रोव प्लांट्स present in the seashore or areas of Sundarbans or West Bengal region. Geotrophic movement Roots, it moves upward, geotropic movement of root from the. I'll show you with a diagram. This is our mangrove plant, half dipped into the water. This is our mangrove plant. This is our mangrove plant. This is our pneumatophores. Wait, stop me there and ask me, ma'am, what is this pneumatophore? Arey beta, these roots are only called as pneumatophores. समझ में आया? जो root geotrophic movement दिखा करके water से ऊपर आते हैं for respiration, such roots are called as pneumatophores. ये है वो roots. These are roots basically joined from a tree and coming upwards. These are what? Roots. And these are a mangrove plant present in the water. Can you see how beautiful it is? Yes. और अगर मैं इस root का structure draw करूँ, how are this structure? Just have a look over here. This pneumatophore consists of few gap-like structure or few pores. Pneumatophores, make a point and write it over here, that pneumatophores consist of few pores called as pneumatothords. What are they called as? They are called as pneumatothords, or they are also referred to as lenticels. What are they referred to as? They are referred to as lenticels. See. Can you see these pores? I'll show you. Can you see the small black pores which are present? They are called as lenticels or pneumatothords. Lenticels, I have written there. Please make a point of it. Pneumatothords. And these are your roots. Free floating root. And this is your absorbing root. Any doubt? See how beautifully I have explained you pneumatophores. Pneumatophores are, these are what? Adapted roots seen in halophytes. अगर halophytes के केस में क्वेश्चन पूछा तो जनरली यही टॉपिक है जो एग्जामिनर हमेशा उठा के पूछता है, क्योंकि halophytes, see, halophytes, what are these halophytes? Pneumatophores. Pneumatophore mangrove plant में वैसे roots होते हैं जो अब geotrophic movement दिखाते हैं above the water, they come up and respire. उसी roots को हम pneumatophores कहते हैं. उस root में few pores होते हैं, उसको हम लोग lenticels कहते हैं या pneumatothords कहते हैं. And this pneumatothords are important. These lenticels are important for respiration, through which gaseous exchange occurs. Important, through which gaseous exchange occurs. Gaseous exchange occurs. कोई डाउट? समझ में आए यहाँ तक? एंड यहाँ ये इसको हम लोग फ्री फ्लोटिंग रूट कहते हैं. एंड व्हेन द where they have a supporting for it, that is called as absorbing root. Halophytes complete. हमने अपना plant organism या फिर इसको कहेंगे कि adaptation in plant हमने पूरा complete कर लिया, बहुत अच्छे से complete किया and full detailed में complete किया. Now we are going to see and move on towards the adaptation of animal. So give the very next topic and very interesting topic of the entire session, the last session, but a very specified and very important topic, that is adaptation in animals. See the adaptation in the animals. Adaptation in the animals. Now comes, I have told you, let's see adaptation in animals through. First one we'll take an example of dry region. The first one is kangaroo rat. Kangaroo rat. These are the rats which are basically found in a desert area, and they fulfill their water requirement, or they fulfill their water phenomenal condition by fat metabolism. You can write it as they fulfill their water metabolism by fat metabolism. This is there in your NCERT and this is very important. These are found in the place of North America. North America. कहाँ मिलते हैं ये rats? North America इस area में मिलते हैं and they fulfill their water requirements by fat metabolism and they don't drink water. They basically feed on dry seeds. They feed on dry seeds. They fulfill their water requirement by fat metabolism. क्या समझ में आया? उनकी water requirement fat metabolism से भर जाती है, जिसका outlet product जो होता है वो क्या होता है? Water. Whose outlet product is water. और वो dry seeds खाते हैं and they secrete concentrated urine. They secrete concentrated urine and feces. They secrete concentrated urine and feces. ये exact NCERT में दिया हुआ है and this is exact example also from your NCERT. Please do remember ये पूछा हुआ question है. Kangaroo rat is very very important for adaptations. Plant में हमने देखा, वो मैंने आपको अलग से पढ़ाया, लेकिन organism जो है वो पूरा NCERT का point है, वो बहुत important है. ठीक है, चलो. And they fulfill their water requirement by fat metabolism. मैंने आपको ये चीज बता दी थी, ठीक है. And they feed also on dry seeds. ये भी पूछा हुआ question है, don't forget. And they secrete concentrated urine and feces, so that उनकी जब when there is situation is scarce of water or when there is scarcity of water, they don't need exact or more amount of water. एक और मैं example इसके साथ साथ आपको बता दूं, camels. Camels. What is this camels requirement? They don't sweat. Camels don't sweat until temperature reaches to 50 to 65 degrees Celsius. Camels present in the desert, they don't sweat until the temperature reaches to 50 to 65 degrees Celsius, or they don't urinate when there is non-availability of water. When there is unavailability of water. Unavailability of water. They don't at all urinate when there is unavailability of water. Once the condition turns to normal, again they also secrete concentrated urine and feces. Camels में भी ऐसा होता है, to preserve themselves from dry areas, to store water in the scarcity of water. When the situation is dry, when the situation is excessive dry. और इसी के केस में अगर ऐसा ही मैंने आपको एग्जांपल बताया था, तो वो मैंने आपको क्या बताया था ओपेंशिया. इसमें they carry out what? They carry out CAM pathway. याद करो टेम्परेचर का पॉइंट मैंने आपको क्लियरली लिखवाया था. CAM pathway, C4 photosynthesis is done in this. Stem modified into leaves, and leaves are modified into stem. Leaves are modified into spines. This example of it is in Opentia, which is basically seen in what? These are xerophytic plants. Xerophytes में ऐसा देखा जाता है. इससे पहले वाले क्लास में तो मैंने आपको बताया था अभी थोड़ी देर पहले phylloclades. याद आ रहा है? इसी को बताया था ना. चलो, next we are going to see now the adaptation seen by the organism in the colder areas. Now we are going to see adaptation towards the colder areas. So था हमारा Allen's rule. याद है? पहले ही पढ़ा दिया था मैंने टेम्परेचर के वक्त. Allen's rule. To prevent themselves from excessive loss of heat. These organisms have smaller limbs and smaller what? Ears, so that there is no loss of water. इसका example हम लोग लिख लेंगे. Rabbit. Folded ears with compared to other organisms so that उनमें से heat ना हो सके. When they are so small and they have expandile ears or the folded ears from this curvature, this prevents them from loss of heat. समझ में आया? इसका एग्जाम्पल, इसी को हम लोग एलेंस रूल भी कहते हैं. One more condition, when you go to polar areas, you get seals of polar region have a small amount of fat deposition, that is blubber. Seals have, ये सब मैं पहले ही बता चुकी हूँ, have fat, जाके वीडियोस देखो, पन्ने पलटो, have fat deposition in the neck region, have fat deposition in the neck region called blubber, which prevent them from cold, Got it? One more example I like to tell you about adaptation. What about those organism or those people population who is living in the areas of the Leh Ladakh or a Rohtang hill in near the place of Manali, near the Shimla regions or the hilly places? I'll tell you. Population of the animals who are living regions of the hill station shows hilly areas or hills shows basically as headache, nausea, heart palpitation. These are the temporary symptoms. ये सारे symptoms जब भी आप hills पे जाते हो तो आपको generally headache होता है, एक kind of nausea होता है, then you get tremors, you get heart palpitation. Some also have heart palpitation, have also visited due to heels. But this is what a temporary condition which can be seen. There is a condition if you live for 6 months, there is more production of, you can see, more production of RBCs and lesser HB, hemoglobin count. You can see this basic important adaptation in the areas of the population who is living in the hilly areas. They have more amount of RBCs and lesser hemoglobin count. Okay, and ऑक्सीजन, सी वाई, अगर आपसे कोई पूछे, क्वेश्चन में ऐसा एक बार आया था कि patient comes from 6 months from a hilly areas, he get nausea, he get headache, he get even more production of RBCs or none of this. What is the classical sign of its to visit? आप जो टिक करोगे, आप वो more production of RBCs टिक करोगे. क्यों आप more production of RBCs टिक करोगे? क्योंकि बेटा, this is what a temporary condition. आज पहुंचे suddenly मुझे महसूस हुआ, लेकिन क्या बोला है? 6 month के बाद, मैंने क्वेश्चन बोलने से पहले बोला था ना, 6 month के बाद अगर वो विजिट करता है this area, then it is called as what? Then you will go for what option? You will go for more production of RBCs. और hilly areas का example दे दूं तो रोहतांग hills of the bypass of Manali area, Shimla and Leh Ladakh. अगर आप ऐसे hilly areas में जाते हो तो you can see temporary conditions like headache, nausea and heart palpitation. You can also see for few more longer type of symptom, that is more production of RBCs. One more important adaptation की मैं आपको बात करूं तो fishes living in Antarctic zone, Antarctic deep oceanic zone, their pressure, आपके NCERT में पूछा हुआ क्वेश्चन है ये, pressure maintains their pressure by biochemical process, समझ में आया? To live osmotic pressure, maintain the osmotic pressure by biochemical process to live in deep. सीआरटी कहता है कि वो फिशेस जो डीप ओशियानिक जोन में, हाउ कुड दे लिव देयर, हाउ कुड दे सर्वाइव देयर व्हेन देयर प्रेशर इज सो लो, हाउ डू दे ट्राई टू मेंटेन देयर प्रेशर ओवर देयर? दे बेसिकली ट्राई टू मेंटेन देयर प्रेशर by biochemical process and metabolic activity which is going on in their body. They do such type of process and try to maintain the osmotic balance with the deep oceanic waters. Such type of adaptation is called as what? This is what? Physiologically adaptation, and along with it is what? It is metabolic adaptation seen by the body of the fishes. You know what? Few organisms can survive. Make a note, rub this and make a note of it. Which we are going to see today is, see, animals those who have produced, or animals those who have do a body temperature of human being, body temperature of human being is 37 degrees Celsius. But there exist few other type of organism also whose body temperature varies. Body temperature of human being is 37 degrees Celsius. There exist a microorganisms like archaebacteria. It is there in your NCERT. Just go and read back. Archaebacteria, human beings, normal body. Archaebacteria, they are also referred to as thermophiles, who can survive more than 100 degrees Celsius. More than 100 degrees Celsius. Such type of microorganisms are referred to as thermophiles, and they show thermal adaptation towards those temperature, those surrounding, and the very good example of it is what? Archaebacteria. Clear? कल मैंने आपको एक पॉइंट पढ़ाया था डेजर्ट लिजार्ड करके, याद आ रहा है? In desert lizard we have seen that, और desert reptiles, उसका मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया था desert lizard, that these are the organism जब बाहर ठंड होती है तो they go and they bask in the sun. तब ये धूप में चले जाते हैं क्योंकि इनको ठंडी बर्दाश्त नहीं होती. जब इनको गर्मी, एक्सेसिव गर्मी लगती है तो ये वापस दे बरो इन द सॉइल एंड दे लीव. यही उनका टाइप ऑफ क्या है? एक एडेप्टेशन है. और ये पूछा हुआ क्वेश्चन है. कल भी मैंने आपको, कल के सेशन में मैंने आपको इसका क्वेश्चन करवाया था. ये आप एडेप्टेशंस में भी पूछ सकते हैं, इसको हम लोग रेगुलेटर्स में भी पूछ सकते हैं. कुछ ना कुछ करके ये अपना बॉडी टेम्परेचर रेगुलेट कर लेते हैं, इधर उधर करके, एक्टिविटी से, बिहेवियर से. इसीलिए इनको हम लोग क्या कहते हैं? बिहेवियरल changes they do. When the temperature is cold, they go and they bask in the sun, and when the temperature falls off, they again come back to the normal zone. If the temperature is excessive, again they go and burrow themselves into the deep soil. And the very good example of it is desert reptiles or the desert lizard. Okay, now give the topic of migration. Give the next topic, that is migration. Today now we are going to see migration, we will see camouflage, and then we will see echolation. What is echolation? And then we are going to see a small beautiful concept of adaptations of the other organism, and then we are ending of the session. Now give the another important topic, that is migration. कल मैंने आपको ये चीज उसमें भी पढ़ाया था. किसमें पढ़ाया था? रिस्पॉन्ड टू बायोटिक कंपोनेंट्स में. ये माइग्रेशन में पढ़ने वाले ये ऑर्गेनिज्म ऐसे अडेप्ट हो जाते हैं कि वो माइग्रेट कर जाते हैं ठंडियों में, अगर उनको ठंडी लगे तो, या गर्मियों में if they doesn't get that temperature adapted to it, they get migrated to it. Migration is what? One place to another जाना, जब भी सिचुएशन अनफेवरेबल कंडीशन में. कल ये तो पॉइंट क्लियर हो गया होगा, प्रीवियस वीडियो जाके देखो या फिर पन्ने पलटो अपने जिन्होंने क्लास में पढ़े. ठीक है बच्चों, चलो. So migration is movement. It is movement of organism from one place to another. Movement of organism. Migration can be seen in migration can be seen based on the day length, that is short day length, short, long and moderate. Length मतलब based on the microclimate, आज बारिश हो रही है, बहुत ज्यादा बारिश है, they move on to the area where there is less rainfall or when there is less zonatic of रेन, वो वहां चले जाते हैं, तो वो क्या हो गया, शॉर्ट डे रीजन. अगर यहाँ बहुत ज्यादा गर्मी है अभी के रीजन में, आज गए, शाम को दूसरे दिन वापस ठंडा हो गया क्लाइमेट, वापस आ गए, तो वो भी क्या हो गया, शॉर्ट डे. शॉर्ट एक दिन के बीच में 24 आवर्स के बीच में वापस आ जाना माइग्रेट होकर के, उसी को हम लोग क्या कहते हैं, शॉर्ट डे. लॉन्ग डे क्या होता है कि बेसिकली दे गो फॉर अ दैट पीरियड 1 वीक 15 डेज. अगर 15 डेज का हमारा बारिश का सीजन चल रहा है, ठीक है, अगर 15 डेज का देयर इज रेनफॉल, दिस पीपल माइग्रेट कंप्लीटली दो सीजन, अगेन कम बैक व्हेन देयर इज सिचुएशन इज नॉर्मल. अगर एक और चीज बात करें मॉडरेट ड्यूरेशन की, तो मॉडरेट ड्यूरेशन वैसा होता है कि दे गो फॉर 2 to 3 डेज अमंग इट ऑल. इनके बीच में मिला जुला के जो 2-3 दिन के लिए माइग्रेट होते हैं, फिर वापस आ जाते हैं. जैसे पास के घर में गए, वहां पे एंजॉय किया, वापस आ गए. फॉर ह्यूमन बींग्स के केस में ऐसा होता है, ठीक है बच्चों. बट ऑर्गेनिज्म क्या करते हैं, वो दूसरे इन सर्च ऑफ फूड, इधर इन सर्च ऑफ एनर्जी, इधर इन सर्च ऑफ अदर प्रेडेशन, प्रेडेशन के लिए वो भाग दौड़ करते हैं. बट अगेन वंस दे गेट बैक टू द एनर्जी लेवल, दे कम टू देयर जोन. तो उसी को हम लोग क्या कहते हैं, मॉडरेट ड्यूरेशन. और लॉन्ग पूरा सीजन के लिए चले जाते हैं ये लोग, ठीक है. मेरे को क्यों ये मैं कह रही हूं कि इससे क्वेश्चन आएगा, क्योंकि पीरियोडिक माइग्रेशन इज when there is no fond of food or when there is no food in their surrounding areas, the group of organism migrate for a period of time, and when they get food, then they again come back. Such type of migration is called as periodic migration, and it is seen, a very good example of it is locust. अरे this took, why it is very important, you know, periodic migration में particularly क्यों पढ़ा रही हूँ, क्योंकि 2020 में हमने देखा था कि this took place in our country also. How did it acquire? यार locust को टिंडे बोलते हैं. टिंडियों का ये देखा था तुम लोगों ने, टिंडियों, locust storms, they arrived from the Pakistan and they were covering the states like Rajasthan, UP and those eastern states जहाँ पे food production ज्यादा होता है, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, those regions. क्या हो रहा था, वो लोकस्ट स्टॉर्म था. वो क्या था एग्जाम्पल, periodic migration which took place in the year of 2020 in India. So it is definitely the chances you will get the question related to it. Be prepared and remember this point. Periodic migration का example बोलो तो locust, ये बहुत सारे झुंड में आते हैं, बहुत सारे एक साथ और migrate करते हैं. This locust eat hefty amount of food. इतना food grains ये खाते हैं. This can also lead that our climatic zone or the vegetation zone of other people get affected. इसीलिए इनको periodic, पर ये कुछ period के लिए ही migrate होते हैं, इसीलिए इनको हम लोग periodic migration कहते हैं. समझ में आया? कोई doubt? तो ये locust storm वाला example याद रखना, ये बहुत important concept है. चलो नेक्स्ट हेडिंग डालो, मिमिक्री पढ़ने से पहले मैं आपको कैमोफ्लेज पढ़ाती हूँ, वो इंटरेस्टिंग है. चलो, गिव द नेक्स्ट हेडिंग एज कैमोफ्लेज. When the organism to its background, ये वर्ड याद रखना, blend itself to its background, it's called as camouflage. इसको क्या कहते हैं, कैमोफ्लेज या फिर कैमोफ्लेज. वो ऑर्गेनिज्म क्या करता है कि अपने बैकग्राउंड के कलर चेंज कर लेता है ताकि उसको कोई नजर ना आ सके, so that nobody notices it and it is saved from its predators. इसका जो predation का जो चेन है ना, वो बरकरार रहे, वो बना, he or it should not get exposed to that predators. That is the reason it changes or it blends itself into the background color. Camouflage. To escape itself from predation, from predators or predation, so that it would live. But once it comes in physical contact with the predator, it can be easily noticed. Physical contact with the predator, it can be easily noticed. समझ में आया? कोई डाउट नहीं? क्या कहा है मैंने कि कैमोफ्लेज वैसे ऑर्गेनिज्म दिखाते हैं जो अपने बैकग्राउंड का कलर बेंड कर लेते हैं और उन्हीं जैसा दिखने लगते हैं, ठीक है? और दूसरी चीज, ये एस्केप ये क्यों करते हैं? सो दैट दे कैन एस्केप फ्रॉम देयर प्रेडेटर्स, ताकि वो बच सके। लेकिन अगर प्रेडेटर्स उनके फिजिकल कांटेक्ट में आ जाते हैं तो उनको पता चल जाता है कि ओ दिस इज आवर प्रे एंड दे आर गोना गेट अटैक। द वेरी गुड एग्जांपल ऑफ इट इज ग्रास hoppers and prey mantis also you can remember. Prey mantis समझ में आया बच्चों? क्या होता है कैमोफ्लेज? वो अपने बैकग्राउंड का कलर रिफ्लेक्ट करते हैं अपने प्रेडेशन से बचने के लिए। क्लियर? नाउ गिव द नेक्स्ट हेडिंग एज मिमिक्री। It is to resemble the adjacent species to protect itself from predation. मिमिक्री कैमोफ्लेज से कैसा डिफरेंस है? कैमोफ्लेज क्या करता था? वो बैकग्राउंड का कलर लेता था, लेकिन मिमिक्री क्या करती है? मिमिक्री whichever live species which is present, उसके आसपास कोई भी स्पीसीज है, चाहे वो प्लांट का है चाहे वो एनिमल का है, वो उसी की तरह शेप और कलर गेन कर लेती है। समझ में आया? दैट इज मिमिक्री। इसमें दो पार्ट्स होते हैं, दैट इज मॉडल, उसको कहते हैं जिस स्पीसीज को देख करके वो ऑर्गेनिज्म मिमिक करता है। क्या मैंने कहा? आसपास की स्पीसीज जिसमें से वो देख करके वो ऑर्गेनिज्म अगर मिमिक करता है, उसको हम लोग क्या कहते हैं? मॉडल कहते हैं। राइट इट एज द ऑब्जेक्ट और स्पीसीज which is mimicked, जो मिमिक्री करता है, जो the organism, it is the organism which mimics the object. It is the organism which mimics the object. Viceroy butterfly mimics the another type of butterfly for its own benefits or for its preservation for a predation. The viceroy butterfly mimics the unpalatable queen butterfly. Mimicry is of two types, which involves Batesian mimicry and Mullerian mimicry. What? Batesian mimicry and Mullerian mimicry. What is this Batesian mimicry? Batesian mimicry, I'll write it here. Batesian mimicry is defenseless mimicry, where an organism mimics the model but without causing any harm to the object or any harm to the species. Such type of mimicry is called as Batesian mimicry. Clear? Next type of mimicry is and इसका एग्जाम्पल आप ये लिख सकते हो, ठीक है? बटरफ्लाई मिमिकिंग द अनपार्टेबल क्वीन बटरफ्लाई का भी एग्जाम्पल मैं आपको दे देती हूँ। बटेशियन मिमिक्री फर्स्ट टाइप है। सेकंड टाइप है इसका मुलेरियन मिमिक्री। इसमें क्या होता है? वेयर वन ऑर्गेनिज्म इज हार्म्ड or one organism is striped out from its originality and then the other organism mimics its structure, mimics its position, mimics its color. Such type of mimicry is called as Mullerian mimicry, and it resembles two animal species का जब ये resemblance दिखाता है ना, such type of mimicry is called as Mullerian. एक को defeat करने के बाद दूसरा, but ये जो either these two can defeat each other, either these two can show mutual benefit, और दोनों एक साथ मिमिक्री कर सकते हैं. समझ में आया? मुलेरियन डिफेंसलेस कैसा है कि वन चुपचाप से मिमिक्री करता है दूसरे का. इट डजंट नोटिस कि कौन क्या कर रहा है, जो उसको मिला अगल बगल का कर लेता है वो. ठीक है. पर मुलेरियन मिमिक्री में क्या होता है, या तो वो एक दूसरे वाले को वैनिश कर देता है और फिर उसकी मिमिक्री करता है, या उसके साथ म्यूचुअलिज्म में, या उसके साथ फ्रेंडशिप में, या उसके साथ किसी और चीज में कमेंसालिज्म रिलेशनशिप बिल्ड करके मिमिक्री दिखाता है. सच टाइप ऑफ मिमिक्री इज कॉल्ड एज मुलेरियन मिमिक्री, एंड इट इज वेरी गुड एग्जांपल ऑफ इट इज monarch butterfly and queen butterfly. समझ में आया? कोई डाउट? This is what we are done with our mimicry, and give the next topic as give the heading as echolation. Something related to sound production. When the organism produces sound and produces echo, like organism who cannot visibly see the location or visibly cannot see through their naked eyes, they produce echoes, or they produce sonar radiation. Based on sonar radiation reflection, they get a waves through which they can conclude their direction. वो ऐसे इकोस प्रोड्यूस करते हैं, साउंड वेव्स प्रोड्यूस करते हैं, जिस वेव से उनको डेफिनेशन, जिस वेव से उनको डिफाइंड डायरेक्शन पता चल जाए, उसी को हम लोग क्या कहते हैं, इकोलेशन. उस फेनोमेना को क्या कहते हैं, इकोलेशन. सो दिस इज मोस्टली प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय बैट्स एंड other organism, and when this echos are produced as of to the principle of sonar radiation get the direction, they can get the direction. Very good example है bats, and another example of it also includes of whales. डीप ओशंस में मूवमेंट के लिए साउंड प्रोड्यूस करते हैं. क्या प्रोड्यूस करते हैं? साउंड. व्हेन दोस साउंड्स आर प्रोड्यूस, द सोनार रेडिएशन एक्ट्स ऑन इट, एंड आफ्टर टेकिंग दोस रेडिएशंस दे कैन गेट द डायरेक्शन. क्योंकि जब हम डीपर एंड डीपर जाते हैं, तो मैंने ही आपको पढ़ाया था कि वहां पे लाइट एग्जिस्टेंस खत्म हो जाता है. क्या हो जाता है? देयर इज नो एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ लाइट. जब वहां पे कोई लाइट नहीं है, तो डू यू थिंक that there is possibility of an organism to move with your invisibility? Obviously not. So वो कैसे move करते हैं? They move through echolation. इसका एग्जाम्पल याद रख लो, बहुत more than enough है. ठीक है. दूसरा एक छोटा सा कॉन्सेप्ट मैं आपको बता दूं, that is dark coloration. Frogs जो होते हैं, they are very poisonous. They are very poisonous and found in North America, ये कहाँ पाए जाते हैं? नॉर्थ अमेरिका में. When these dart frogs are found in North America, how do these species accept them? How do the predators avoid them? The predators avoid them by their bright colors, by their. समझ में आया? क्लियर? वार्निंग कलरेशन भी एक ऐसा साइन है जो प्रेडेटर्स को अपने खतरनाक प्रे से बचने की एबिलिटी देता है, कि कलर देख के वो लोग पहचान जाते हैं कि अच्छा ये वाला जो फ्रॉग है वो बहुत डेंजरस है, ये पॉइजनस है, तो इससे ये कंज्यूम नहीं कर सकते, इसको प्रेडेट नहीं कर सकते. इसीलिए उसका एग्जांपल हमने क्या लिखा था? वार्निंग कलरेशन. और ये जो डार्ट फ्रॉग्स है वो कहाँ पाए जाते हैं बच्चों? नॉर्थ अमेरिका में. और इनका कलर कैसा होता है? ब्राइट. समझ में आया? कोई डाउट? क्लियर? आज हमने देखा पूरे सेशंस में, we have started with adaptation, we have gone through plant adaptation, we have seen animal adaptation. प्लांट एडेप्टेशंस में मैंने आपको बताया एडेप्टेशन थ्रू लाइट, एडेप्टेशंस थ्रू मैंने फिर आपको बताया कि हाइड्रोफाइट्स क्या होते हैं, फिर मैंने आपको बताया कि उनके एडेप्टेशंस कैसे होते हैं. फिर हमने देखा कि हैलोफाइट्स का एडेप्टेशन कैसा होता है, फिर हमने ज़ेरोफाइटिक एडेप्टेशन देखा। प्लांट एडेप्टेशन यहाँ पे कंप्लीट करने के बाद वी मूव्ड ऑन एंड वी केम ऑन टुवर्ड्स द एडेप्टेशन इन एनिमल्स व्हिच वी हैव सीन, एडेप्टेशन सीन बाय एनिमल्स इन कोल्डर एरियाज, ड्राई एरियाज। फिर भी देखा माइग्रेशन, माइग्रेशन का याद रखना क्योंकि इट ऑकर्ड इन इंडिया इन 2020 which took place, the locust storm arriving from Pakistan and came to where? Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan, these areas were destroyed. Remember, so I told this point to be noted. Then I taught you camouflage, I have taught you mimicry, I made you understand the difference between camouflage, mimicry. We saw Allen's rule, जबकि हम Allen's rule, Bergman's rule and one more very important rule हम देख चुके थे, that is I have taught you the blogger वाला concept. याद है eels में, seals में bloggers होते हैं, polar regions में blubbers, bloggers rule also I taught you, and then I taught you blubber present in the fat deposition in the neck of seals. ये यहाँ तक clear हुआ। फिर मैंने आपको बताया अंटार्कटिका के फिशेस को कैसे एडेप्टेशन होता है। फिर then we have moved on towards the other important concept, that was dark coloration. When we have seen dark coloration, we moved on we have covered all the topic of your adaptations. Now you go home and secure and solve each and every question. I bet you I don't give you a benefit of doubt, so that you can leave any question whatever I have taught in today's class. And very good luck for your coming exam, and good luck. Please do watch our video and stay home, stay safe. Thank you.